W videos. And give all glory and praise to the Lord Yahawah. By Hashem Yahawashi, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawashi, Barakatah Yahawah, and Barakatah Yahawashi, Barakatah Yahawah, and Barakatah Yahawashi. We give all glory and praise unto those holy and powerful names. Yahweh being the Father, Yahawashi being his only begotten Son. This is Brother Malachiah coming at you again through Spirit Power Yahawashi Yahawashi, coming in the way of the Baal Shem Kakadash. Show, like the Baal Shem Kakadash, which is the Holy Spirit of truth, giving double honors to the Apostle of Great Milton, who the will to teach of. And I just want to. This is basically a video that I just seen, or it's not a video that I seen. This is going to be a video just strictly to the Spirit, in regards to this right here. I'm finna get into it, read the comment, and it made me have a thought about, because basically the topic is the hood. The hood, and when I think about the hood, I think about something, that Esau Edom has created. Esau Edom created the conditions known as the hood, and the hood is something that's a volatile environment full of niggas, ultimately. And Esau also, through the Spirit, created what it is to be classified under that conglomerate of a nigga, that category, which is a kind of a very broad category, but that's what I think when I think about the hood and who's in the hood. It's a concentration of Israelites that are in a very poor condition, and these particular Israelites that are rounded up in these conditions have a lack of understanding, like it speaks about in Hosea 4:6. These are some of the worst niggas, or some of the worst spirits that the Lord has created to be concentrated all in one area, because, like I said before, Esau Edom through the Spirit, he created the hood, in the sense of, not allowing, not allowing Jake to, move up, or keeping them at a particular ceiling that they couldn't, escape their poverty or escape their conditions, and majority of the people that's in the hood is the 2/3. See, the Lord Yahawashi has strategically placed the elect in particular places that they will be able to mentally, spiritually escape these particular snares and traps. Esau, with scriptures going to Esau setting snares, man. The hood and being surrounded by these niggas who lack understanding is a trap, But in and of itself, like I said before, the hood was created, and the Lord just put the particular spirits that, that was going to be the 2/3 from the jump, being brought back into the earth in that particular area, through the housing projects, through keeping just from basically like the inception of America, and as we move forward to how these wicked Israelites were concentrated in that area, and how they did that was through these particular housing acts, and not allowing Jake, they only allowed Jake to rent and to get loans and to buy certain houses that were in certain places, because they wanted to keep the Israelites and these wicked Israelites in one concentrated area, and through the Spirit keep the so-called Edomites and other nations and another area, a more nicer area, more plush area, kind of like in the spirit of segregation, but because brothers going to the and it's like for me yapping. I know I'm yapping, but I got set up the precedent, and Lord willing, maybe I can get some scriptures on it, and get really get a few scriptures, and maybe get a video going into this, like the hood itself and how it came to be. And it's really, like I said before, a product of Esau putting a bunch of Israelites who lack understanding, that the Lord wasn't dealing with, because they're sent back. These wicked spirits are sent back for judgment. And he put them in these low conditions on purpose to destroy them and keep them perpetually destroyed, because the only way to not be destroyed and to be awakened is to perceive the truth. But the truth can only be given unto you if the Lord Yahawashi is dealing with you. Like it speaks about in Revelations 3, and 20, roughly paraphrasing, the Lord's going to come in and he's going to sup with you. But the Lord's not supping with these majority of these niggas, So, Salakia. So it's like, it's curious because like, let me you know what? I think I could, let me screenshot this. And then let me do this. How the hood was created. Because it was created, these conditions, and then it goes back to the curses. You know what I'm saying? But this is a product of Esau. Let me see. I misspelled it. Now I forget the ins and outs of how Esau, Salakia. That's what I'm finna do, because this is just strictly through the spirit, so Salakia. But I forget the ins and outs of how Esau, set up the hoods and how he concentrated. But he basically concentrated Jake in a particular area that was destitute of resources, and fed unto them, bringing into their hoods or their areas, because this is we talking about Jake here. We talking about so-called Negro, Latino, Native American. So we talking about the hoods, talking about the favelas, the barrios. I don't speak, those. I don't speak, all these languages. But it's like if I kind of butchered it, but it's concentrated. A concentrated plot by Esau and the heathens to concentrate Jake in this one area to where they can't move, and there's low resources, and everyone's fighting over 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 a dollar, in a sense, and so therefore then, since it's a lack of resources and people are destitute, and then you throw in all type of matters of drugs, you throw in crack, you throw in all this stuff, you can destroy a nation, you can destroy these people. And that's what Edom has done. He's destroyed these people that are in these areas known as the hoods, and now, because the point I'm making is now, people make mockery and they make money, off their experience. Now, I guess you could say it's smart, but through the spirit, we're greater than we're greater than the conditions that we've been placed in, and the elect understand that. But I'm going into the 2/3 who live in these places and how it was brought up and everything. So I'm finna play this video right here. Let me see. Get a good. I don't wanna belong to too much time, but the spirit just came on to me to have this thought. So I'm gonna click this video, and then we're probably gonna play this video from the root second. But I'm gonna see I want to see what this video here by the Unstripped Voice 7 years ago and see what it says. So let's see.
The areas, they received the highest rating, and that was the color green. Those communities that were all minority or in the process of changing, they got the lowest rating and the color red. They were redlined. As a consequence, most of the mortgages went to suburbanizing America, and it suburbanized it racially.
The racial logic adopts the principle that an integrated neighborhood is a bad risk, is a financial risk, that an integrated neighborhood is likely to be an unstable neighborhood, unstable socially, but therefore also unstable economically.
When the white residents of 8 Mile Road in Detroit were told they were too close to a black neighborhood to qualify for a positive FHA rating, they built this 6-foot wall between themselves and their black neighbors. Once the wall went up, mortgages on the white properties were approved. Between 1934 and 1962, the federal government underwrote $120 billion in new housing. Less than 2% went to non-whites.
I can understand an individual, depending on his environment or his family or whatever, being racist, but for your country to sanction it, give him tools to do that, there's something deadly wrong there.
Right, man. So Esau basically, through the Spirit, has set up and made it, during these times, and even still to this day, a concentrated environment through redlining and through all matters of types of, basically witchcraft, of him keeping these particular Israelites in this particular area and basically Xing them out from leaving or being able to, get out of that spot, because if you got to be right there. We don't want you fuck around, want you way over here where you can quote unquote mess something up, And it goes into the example of having white flight when a so-called black person, moves into a neighborhood of whites, then all of them just move out. They just take off, and because they don't want, Jake to mess up the place. And then sometimes, Jake being ignorant and void of understanding, they will fucking bring down the property value. Just being niggas because they don't have any, they don't have any understanding. Jake never had nothing. Jake never had really too much of nice stuff. So when they get something nice, or they don't know how to, they never had it. Never had it like that in the spirit. So they just destroy it. Because they never had nothing nice. They're not used to it. You understand? So, I consider that. But it's being done on purpose. So the scriptures speak about in Sirach 12:10 how we should never trust our enemies, because like it's iron rusteth, then we know that, roughly paraphrasing, that his sin is not always wiped away. Now let's read this one in the root here, because I'm sure it's going to give a more, maybe I could skip around in it. It can give a more detailed explanation unto the hoods,
Get
the ghettos,
fee-free overdraft up to $200.
How it
Install the Chime app today and get started.
Now this video isn't for, I'm not stealing your video to make money or nothing. It's just for educational, learning purposes. So don't fucking copyright.
Like many songs will tell you,
bullet holes left in my peak holes.
the story of what housing and other living conditions look like for many Black Americans is pretty bleak. And that's by design.
Goddamn.
In addition to artists cataloging their very personal experiences,
The fuss when the landlord dissed us, no heat. Wonder why Christmas missed us.
it's been proven that the modern phenomenon of concentrated Black poverty was an intentional government-sponsored institution. This is in part why President Biden issued an executive order back in January, intended to right the historical wrongs Black folks have faced when it comes to housing and home ownership in this country. But first, let's take it back.
The dawn of the 20th century, African Americans in major cities lived scattered throughout the city. They weren't segregated particularly. It's only with the Great Migration of 6 to 7 million African Americans north and west escaping the South, the predominant response of the United States government and state and local governments to the Great Migration was to contain Black people in their own neighborhoods. And
Right, and that's where you would get the hoods, or the so-called ghettos, quote unquote. Now she says something here, and I'm gonna have to put these subtitles on. I'm gonna go back, Salakia, because I want I'm paying attention as well, because I've seen this video before, but I haven't seen it in a minute, so I want to take in some of the information. So I'm gonna go back because she said something here that I wanted to hear again. So Salaki, bear with me. And actually, you know what? Fuck, if you don't like it, you don't like, the video, then just click off, because I don't give a fuck through the spirit. I really don't. You know what I mean? This is for the hopeful elect, so they could be edified. And, this is my channel, so I put what I want up on it, through the spirit. So it is what it is. You don't like it, you can get the fuck on. But anyway, let me...
To right the historical wrongs Black folks have faced when it comes to housing and home ownership in this country. But first, let's take it back.
The dawn of the 20th century, African Americans in major cities lived scattered throughout the city. They weren't segregated particularly. It's only with the Great Migration of 6 to 7 million African Americans north and west escaping the South, the predominant response of the United States government and state and local governments to the Great Migration was to contain Black people in their own neighborhoods. And HUD, the Department of Housing and Urban Development, was particularly a part of this role. But the precursors to HUD introduced and encouraged racially restrictive covenants, redlining of every major city where African Americans landed. The federal government was a sponsor of urban renewal, infamously called Negro removal by the great James Baldwin.
Urban renewal, which means moving the Negroes out. It means Negro removal. That is what it means. And the federal government is an accomplice to this fact.
That,
I'm gonna pause it right there. So, hey, man, Esau Edom is behind this shit, man. And that's where you, like I say, once again, that's where you get the hood. That's where you get the ghettos and the favelas and the barrios and on the Northern Kingdom side, because it happened to them as well. It's not just so-called Black people. You understand? So let me get a precept. See here. Let's get to the spirit. Let's get 2 Thessalonians, the 3rd chapter. Oh, maybe it's this. I thought. Well, hold on. No, this is 2 Thessalonians. I'm gonna start at 3. It says, "Let no man deceive you by any means." Now, this is, like I said, we were watching the video, and these things were done by enemies, man. Chiefly Esau Edom, man. But the heathens, being the people outside of Esau Edom and the Israelites, the heathen nations, they didn't help us. They didn't come over here, and actually they licked the wounds according to the scriptures. They licked the wounds, man, according to the scriptures. So, the heathen nations, they didn't help us. They didn't give a damn. They didn't petition. Right now, they didn't. Like right now, going on in Palestine and Israel. You got those Palestinians making what they're doing, like protests and shit. Nobody protests for the so-called Latinos and Native Americans, the Israelites. When they were going through these tough times, when they was, not being able to get housing and not being able to do this, not being able to do that. No. You ain't see no Moabite, no Ammonite out there like, yeah, let them get the homes they want. Whoop-de-whoop wop and the third. No, nobody did that. No one helped us in our plight. So, hey, and you nations through the spirit, you have a particular judgment coming for you, man. Because you're heathens, okay? And you were always meant to be servants unto the nation of Israel. Chiefly, all of you. But as it is said that the elders shall serve the younger, bro. Going into Esau Edom. You're going to be the chief servant, man. You're going to be a servant of servants through the spirit, man. Even though y'all going to be servants. But Esau, he going to get it the worst is what I'm trying to say through the spirit. All right? Now it says, "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come." It said there come a falling away first, and we did fall away. We did fall away from our understanding and from our heritage, and during this time that you see here, they felt no one here that you saw the video. Nobody was calling on the name Yahawashi. They were calling on Jesus. They were calling on, all types of all other gods, man. There was no truth in the earth, The truth was without fruit, until the 19 late 1960s, early 1970s, where the Lord Yahawashi put the Holy Spirit and put the breath back on us again, so that we could understand, like, hold up, wait a minute, these curses, this is us. Deuteronomy 28:68. Oh, that's concerning the nation of Israel here, and being connected to these scriptures, connected to this book, because this is a history of us and what the Lord did unto the nation of Israel. And the Lord allowed these nations, and chiefly Esau, to put particularly wicked Israelites, the brothers come from all walks of life, and they might have been in this situation in a particular ghetto or hood, but they was able to escape it mentally and spiritually, and cling onto Yahawashi because the Holy Spirit, and through predestination, the Lord was dealing with them, so they wasn't gonna get caught up. And majority of what these wicked Israelites that avoided understanding got caught up in. But regardless, the reason the Lord allowed all that to happen, slavery, even up into this point where they're free, but it's still like they're slaves anyway, like, because they're telling you, oh, you can't go here, you can't go do, you can't do this. We're restricting you, we're giving you restrictions. That was because we sinned against the Lord. All right, and these Israelites, they rejected the Lord Yahawashi, going back so many generations, man. Okay, and they were wicked in the sight of the Lord. So the Lord Yahawashi allowed Esau to do this unto these particular Israelites, man, and made it tough on them, And we got people, they rap about it. They rapped about it back then, and they rap about it, now. It's a little bit different now, but it's still the same concept, of concentrated niggas in one area, which is going to create a tumult and just chaos. Because Jake that's void of understanding, man, he just don't got nothing to lose, man. And then lock him up, incarceration rates, just disproportionate racism. You know what I mean? Because I'm not mad at the fact that Esau did what he did to the nation of Israel. Actually, I am mad, but I understand it. I'm comforted because I understand it. Because why wouldn't he? Esau is our enemy. Esau, Edom, and the nations, they hate you. They are not with you. They are not with you. So the fact that he did this, or he put you in slavery, or he did evil unto you is duh. Because the Lord said this man was the man of wickedness. He said that this man hates you. It speaks about the perpetual hatred that he has in Ezekiel the 36th chapter. So it's no coincidence. It's no mystery, or like it's not a surprising thing that our enemy, that the Lord has declared our enemy, has done evil unto us. I mean, duh. That only makes sense, man. Because at a point in time, through the Spirit, we had them in derision. At a point in time, through the throne of David, forwarded by Solomon, we had them underfoot, man, for 40 years. And under David was fucking them up. David was going crazy. David had spiritual power. The men of the Lord back then, Joab, the mighty men that the Lord Yahawashi set up during that time of David going into Solomon, they had spiritual power, man. Solomon had the most wisdom, that any man could have, man, because he was Yahawashi coming back in reincarnation, if you can, understand it through the Spirit. But yeah, man. It says in verse 3, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first. And like I said, we did fall away, but we regained our at this point in time, as I speak, we have come back and regained our nationality, and the breath and the flesh is being sown back into our bones through the Spirit. And now we're waking up and standing in great boldness. And now they are in fear because they have afflicted the children of Israel, man. Okay, and the Lord's going to pay you back. Even though these wicked Israelites, and the Lord put them in these conditions to fuck them up, you still are going to have to pay for touching these wicked, even though they're wicked, even though the Lord, they're 2/3 through the Spirit. the Lord's still gonna require that from you heathens' hands, man. Because all you heathens weren't comeuppance, man. It wasn't just Esau. You know, Esau did, brunt of the labor and the work, and he was doing, writing laws in and doing all that wickedness. But hey, you heathens, nobody, they didn't help us. They didn't come along and be like, hey, y'all probably shouldn't be doing that to them folks. No, nobody gave a fuck, man. All right. Okay. It says, except there come the falling away first, and the man of sin be revealed, and the son of perdition. We understand this being revealed. What he did then and what he's doing now is the same shit. This man is the damn devil. Okay, and this is going to Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, so-called white woman, so-called white child, so-called white kid. All of them are devils, man. And all of them going to be destroyed according to Lord Yahawashi. It says, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High. Right? And that is worshipped, so that he is the Most High, through his Renaissance, man. Okay, through his Roman Catholicism, out here, niggas out here at this time thinking that God, Jesus, quote unquote, they call him a false name, thinking that, the God of the scriptures and the God of the Bible, through the Spirit was a so-called white man, deceiving the people, through his witchcraft, man, through his falsehoods and lies. Okay, and now through the Spirit power of Yahawashi, the Lord has raised up the men of the Lord to dispel all his lies and his foolishness, man, and return those who need to be returned, which is the hopeful elect, from these conditions to the renewing of their mind, through remembrance, through the Holy Spirit. It says, who exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High. And because in truth, none of the laws, statutes, and commandments are worship here. They don't push righteousness here. They push wickedness. They're the gods that they worship, going back into Egypt, going back into Babel. All of these gods are rooted ultimately just roundabout. Because I don't really get into the gods, their names, or what they was doing. Now that's good information to know. But for me, through the Spirit, they're all in rebellion ultimately unto Yahawashi. It's all pure rebellion, against the Lord's people and against the Lord Yahawashi in itself. Okay. Because like I said, you got to remember that we had them. We had them, under derision during the time of David, during the time of Solomon. Okay. And then if you want to count the Dark Ages or the Middle Ages, when Esau was was in 1,000 years of captivity, before he came out of the caves, as it were, and started to deceive the nations during the Renaissance period. Jake was ruling, mostly all of Europe, Britain, Ireland, Scotland. Jake was ruling there, the Moors, those were Israelites, man. It says, that is worship, so that he sitteth as God, sitting in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is God. But Esau Edom ain't no damn God, man. He's but a man, like it speaks about in, I want to say, it says Isaiah 13, Isaiah 14, when it goes into, is this the man that made, roughly paraphrasing, the kingdoms to tremble, something of that magnitude, Salaki. I might have to pull it. It says, remember ye not that when I was with you, that I told you of these things? It says, now you know with hold of that he might be revealed at his time. He's been revealed. He's been revealed. It's just that particular Israelites don't want to accept it. They're wicked. And they don't want to see Esau Edom as the enemy, or his system as an enemy. They want to vote. They want to do all matter types of foolishness, but they don't remember these are the same individuals and same devils coming back through reincarnation through their children from the third and fourth generation, according to the Lord Yahawashi. They got that same hatred for you. You know what I mean? So, same devils that didn't allow you to get certain housing, concentrated you in the hoods, and gave you crack and destroyed you, with fluoride, all type, crack, police, are the same devils now, and that you're trying to go and vote for, or that you're trying, you're perpetuating the system of you being basically destroyed over and over and over again. Call out Yahawashi Mashah 144. 1:44 a.m. It says now it says in verse 7, for the mystery of iniquity doth already work, only let he who now letteth will let until he be taken out the way. Okay, because Esau is going to be taken out the way. Okay, it says in verse 8, then shall the wicked be revealed. We understand that's Esau, Edom, so-called white man, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. And that's going into the prophets, man, because the prophets are the mouthpiece of the Lord, Yahawashi. And it says, and shall destroy with the brightness of its coming. And that goes into when the Yahawashi comes again and make that grand second appearance, going into the chariots of the Lord, Yahawashi. When the scriptures speak about in Revelations 1:7, it says every eye shall see him. That's going into the brightness of his coming. Okay. All right. Verse 9. Even him, which is going into Esau, whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and lying wonders. All right. Now we'll go back to this video. This is the working of Satan, what he was doing unto these particular Israelites here. Because he's an enemy unto us. Let me get a pretty sharp in Ezekiel. It's lucky. No, it's not what I want. It's Ezekiel 35 then. Yeah. This is the start. Ezekiel 35:2. It says, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir. We understand this is the home or dwelling place of Esau, Verse 3, it says, and say unto it, thus saith the Lord. So we're to prophesy against these Edomites, man. And their strongholds, wherever they are, and they concentrated here in America. They're concentrated over there. They're in the UK, London, England, wherever these Edomites go, we're to condemn them, through the Spirit. It says, and to say unto it, thus saith the Lord Yahawah power. Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee. Yahawah Ba'ashim Yahawashi himself from on high. Yahawah and Yahawah Ba'ashim Yahawashi is against you. You know what I'm saying? The Lord, the Lord Yahawashi that created all things that we see on earth is against you. Okay? And he's with the children of Israel. Okay? Starting off with the elect. It says, and say unto it, thus saith the Lord Yahawah power, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee and make thee most desolate. The Lord going to destroy you, bro. It don't matter what you done, raped, robbed, stolen, and murdered. It don't matter how much military you got. It don't matter about none of that. The Lord's still going to destroy you. According to the scriptures, it says, I will lay thy cities waste. And thou shalt thou shalt be a desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord Yahawah. Because thou hast had, which is the point, a perpetual hatred. Okay? What he's doing in this video, as far as putting these niggas, so-called, wicked or not, it's nothing but prophecy, coming to pass. But what he's still gonna get, vengeance is still gonna be had upon him. But it says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and have shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of the calamity. So like it says, by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time where their iniquity had an end. Because after so-called slavery, we were supposed to be good. But Esau forwarded the affliction. Now, did the Lord know he was going to do that? Of course. You know what I'm saying? But that now, Esau Edom is gonna get even fucked up more for that. You're gonna get a double unto you. You know, as the scriptures say. Let's read this. It says, "Therefore I say, therefore saith the Lord Yahawah power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee." So Esau, you're gonna get cold fucked up. Seest that thou hast hated, that thou hadn't hated blood, like it, even blood shall pursue thee. Okay, so you know the Lord Yahawashi is coming after you, bro. You know, and we're letting you know via being the mouthpieces of the Lord. You know, through the Spirit. Lord willing, we be a part of that number, but we're letting you know before Yahawashi even come on the scene. We're letting you know that, hey, yeah, when he come on the scene, y'all going down, man. The heathen nations are going down, man. At the end of the day, all right. Let me see. Let me see here. Spirit must want me to bring this out. You know, going into the enemies that we have, you know, and you see that namely the first one that's mentioned is Esau. Now let's Psalms 83:4 says, "They have come together and let us cut them off from being a nation." Now all the nations are confederate against the children of Israel, whether you understand it or you do not. Now when you go into the UN and the UN, United Nations, you got all the nations of the world that come together. You know what? Let me do a Google search real quick. Word, just for edification. Word UN. Where do the UN nations meet? Where do the UN nations meet? Fuck, I misspelled it. It says each year. It says so it's coming up here, I guess, because September is next week. Not next week. Well, it is next week, ain't it? Yeah, it's about next week, somewhere, because it's August right now. But it says each year in September, the full UN membership meets in a General Assembly in New York for an annual General Assembly it says General Assembly session and general debate, which many heads of state attend in an address. All right, in the UN, okay, they understand. Well, the elites of these particular heathens, they understand that they got the Israelites in a destitute state, and they're trying to keep us there because they remember what happened to them under the throne of David, and that's that rulership is going to be it's going to be, what's the word? It's going to be the breaches of it are going to be repaired, like it speaks about in Amos, the 9th chapter. You know, but I thought I thought it was a different answer. So let me see. Salakia. Let me see something just for edification. Damn, I'm misspelling shit. Oh, okay. It says the World Economic Forum annual meeting in Davos, Switzerland, which is like a high point that brings together leaders from around the world to discuss global issues. Business leaders, political leaders, economics, investors, celebrities, journalists, NGOs, charity sector heads, innovators, media, civil society, and activists. So nations from all over the world. But you notice who goes and who goes and represents the so-called Israelites? Who has our best interests? You know, only one that has our best interests is Yahawashi, because the Lord Yahawashi is our power. But in this world, we are void of a voice, and these people, think that, hey, well, the people that we voted into office, they're a voice for the Negroes. No, they're not, bro. No, the fuck they're not. They don't got your best interest at heart. If they do something good for you, they do it accidentally. They do it not willingly. It's just something that's a byproduct of whatever. You know what I'm saying? You niggas is not. They're not thinking about you niggas, you Israelites, man, at all. When they do these when they meet together and they discuss, what they're trying to do, what the elites are trying to do, because you're the children of Israel. Why in the fuck would they try to do anything good for you? At the end of the day, they rather give your identity, which has been stripped, falsely, to these so-called JOOs, man, in the land of Israel right now. They claim they're claiming our heritage, falsely. They're not the real people, but you get what I'm trying to say. So, the goodies and people be sending all types of matter of billions to Israel and things of that nature. But the Lord said he was going to set us in that land, not through, what's it called? A Balfour Declaration. When with the help of Britain, they put those particular people in their land. The Lord was going to do that, not through the means of Esau and the sword, because that's how they got that motherfucking land, through the sword. You understand? Between the UN, between the World Economic Forum, I'm just trying to say, who is an activist? Who is there for the children of Israel or the so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans? And let's say there is a person. If there is a person, he's a coon or he's a sellout. And he's in the back pocket of the elites. You understand? If there even is a person, I doubt it though. But even if let's say there is, hypothetically, that nigga or that nigga, whoever, girl or woman or man, and he ain't advocating really for the betterment of Jake, because this place isn't our rest. This place isn't this ain't it. This ain't it, man. This ain't where we have continual rest. We seek that continual city, like the scriptures say. I'm trying to figure out. It says, I'm trying to see. Let me see. I'm gonna see what nations attend the Davos. Let me see what nations World Economic Forum. Okay. What nations attend the WEF? Let me see. It says according to this, the 51st annual meeting of the World Davos Economic Forum, WEF, in Davos, Switzerland in 2004 had participants from 120 countries. Okay. And some of the countries with the most attendees include United States, 674 participants in 2020, United Kingdom, Switzerland, Germany, India. Okay, all right. Okay, all right. Okay. And it says how many countries. Yeah, I want to see a map of this. It's cool to see the words, but I want to see the map. I want to see what it looks like, on a graph, because some people they don't learn from just words. Some people need to see colors and pictures and to get a better understanding. I'm sort of like that myself. I can learn both ways, but I'm a both person. Like I like it both ways. Like I need to see it and I need to read it. You know what I mean? Through the spirit. But let me see here. It says countries with the most attendees who's going to Davos. Now this was in 2020, so it says I just want to see the states, or the countries or whatever. It says United States, United Kingdom, Switzerland, Germany, India, France, Japan, China, Netherlands, Canada. So hey, there you have it. Let me see. You know, going into the UN, going into the WEF. I'm Salakia, you know, my internet isn't the best. So, I'm trying to... countries that are attending. Okay. All right, and all these countries, they are in cahoots with Esau into keeping the children of Israel in a destitute state and continuing to rule on the earth on the left hand side with wickedness, man. You know, you understand? So let me see something else. So like, you know, what do the UN discuss at meetings? You know, just for edification's sake. Because that's what it's all about. It says the UN, United Nations, discuss a wide range of topics at its meetings, including international peace, security. Okay, yeah, international peace and things of that nature. But see, it doesn't matter about all what they're discussing because Yahawashi will is he's not finna bring peace upon the earth. The Lord said he ain't come to send no peace. He come to send a sword, and the Lord's finna take the rulerships of these kingdoms, man. All right, because there's scattered Israelites, even of the elect, through the Spirit. You know, the 1/3 that are scattered in the midst of these particular nations, these particular kingdoms. There's Israelites everywhere. There's Israelites in China. There's Israelites in Russia. There's Israelites in Africa. Or I'm just speaking. There's Israelites everywhere. Okay, that the Lord's gonna have to deliver. That He's gonna have to save, man. You understand? So, Locky, hold on. Turn this. Don't know why that wasn't even flushed. But anyway, it says international peace, security, and animation of new members. Okay. All right. All right. All right. But it's basically a whole bunch of nations getting together to discuss wickedness, man, and do occult sacrifices and occult worship and worship their false ideologies and false gods. That's what they really do. You know, and I'm sure they do discuss these particular topics, but they come together and they be like, all right, what can we do to continue to keep fucking up these niggas and continue to forward our rulership on earth? All right, because the Lord said that the Lord said what? Let's get that precept. You know, because we're going to come back to this Psalms 83 in just a second. Let me turn on this right here real quick. Turn on that fan. Kings of the earth. I might have to do a word search for it, but let's see. Let's jump down. It should be in Revelations. All right. You know, because we understand, okay. All right. Let me do a word search for it. There's a particular verse. I want to get right to the point, so. Salakia. Bible. Let me see. Salaki, let me see. There's a particular verse I might have to search for. There's a particular verse where the Lord, he was going to take the crowns of the heathens and put it upon his head, or take the rulership basically from him. I don't know how it's worded. Okay, well, fuck. Alright, let me do it this way. So, let me see. Let's try to find it. Try to find it. Okay, that's going into the elect. Let's go to Revelations 20. Jump down. Got the second death. I'll have to find that precept on my own time. Maybe I can put it in the description when I upload this video, because I know I'm not probably gonna upload this video for a minute because how slow the internet is here and everything. But I'll find it. But Revelations going into, I'm gonna start at 9. Going into this is good as well. Then we'll touch on Psalms 83 real quick, and then we'll go back to the video, play a little bit of that, and this might be, I might have to make a part 2. Which there's nothing wrong with that at all. Now this is Revelations 20 and 9. It says, and they went up on the breadth of the earth and compassed the saints. The camp of the saints is talking about the Jerusalem, talking about Israel, not talking about it says the camp of the saints, and the home base of the saints is Jerusalem, Israel, or the land of Canaan, whatever you want to call it. It says compared to the saints round about in the beloved city and fire, because we got to understand that the Lord Yahawashi, because there's heathens in that land right now. Okay, there's heathens in the land of Israel, in the Holy Land right now. So the Lord got to bake them. The Lord got to burn them, so He can purge and cleanse that land. Because Jerusalem is the headquarters of it's gonna be the headquarters of the Israelites. So it's gonna be burnt to a crisp, but it's gonna be built back up. The only place that's not gonna be built back up is gonna be Babylon the Great, aka America. Is gonna be hit with 200, according to the scriptures, Revelation 9. It's gonna be hit with 200 million. Go ahead, 200,000 million. No, 200 million missiles. So like it, But it says in the beloved city, which is Babylon the Great. It says, but fire came down. The fire that's coming down is chariot fire, because the Lord has the chariots that can shoot fire out of the chariots, and it's going to be the nuclear ICBM missiles that's going to be fired off from the allies of Babylon the Great and the enemies of Babylon the Great, chiefly the bear, which is representation of Russia. Okay, and he has allies going into Iran, which goes into Persia, going into the Ezekiel, the 38th chapter, and Ezekiel 38, 39 chapter. Okay. And Iran, what are the allies they got? Slovakia. Libya. These Hamitic nations, these so-called African nations. We can just do a little. We can just see real quick. But that's going into that Ezekiel 38 chapter. But like I said, also is going to be America's own allies are going to shoot against this place. What we got? They got Russia, Serbia, Azerbaijan, Turkey. Yeah, Turkey's going to be one. I think it speaks about Turkey being Gomer in the scriptures. Kuwait, Qatar, Egypt. In these places, they're a mix between a lot of conglomerate nations, but you got you got the so-called Arabs, which goes into these Ishmaelites, these Edomites, these all these nations that Arabia, Oman, the United Arab Emirates. These are heathens, man. At the end of the day, heathen nations that are going to team up, and Russia through the Spirit is going to be a guard onto them through the Spirit, and they're going to shoot missiles on this place. At the end of the day, so going back. And reading on. It's like you. Reading on. It says, where are we? Beloved city fire came down. So yeah, so that fire is going to come from those nuclear ICBM missiles. This is fire from the Most High of heaven, or the power of heaven, and devoured them. Right? And the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire. This is going into those nuclear missiles. It's not going into hell. There is no hell doctrine. It's not biblical. It says in brimstone with the beast, and the beast going into the NATO, the EU. Who rides upon the beast? Who rides it? The whore, being Babylon. It says the beast and the false prophet. The false prophet is going into this. I want to say, what, in the Vatican? Through the Spirit, it should be in the Vatican. And the Roman, what's it called? The Roman, Roman Catholicism, via the Pope, and their spread of that wicked religion. It says, "Are and shall be tormented day and night forever." All right. Reading on, it says in verse 11.